Welcome to Praying Through the Bible, number 29, Exodus 15, verses 22 through 27, a prayer of bitterness. When is a legitimate complaint wrong? That question will be experienced time and again by Israel in the wilderness. Looking inwardly, what did we do the last time someone complained to us? I've learned the uncomfortable lesson that often a complaint to me is a complaint about me. In other words, it's personal. Is that what we do to God? After crossing through the Red Sea on dry land, the Israelites can't find water. Exodus 15:22. Talk about irony. First, too much water, and then not enough. And Satan uses both circumstances. Finding water after 3 days, and I pause whenever I see 3 days in the Old Testament. The water is bitter, Exodus 15:23. Ironic again, because it matches their attitude, Exodus 15:24. Much of life becomes what it is by our attitude. Israel grumbles to Moses, but we don't see them praying. Moses prays, Exodus 15:24 through 25. And rather easily and immediately, God removes the problem by having a tree thrown into the water, curing the water. Exodus 15:25. How God can turn bitterness into sweetness is beyond human wisdom. After 10 plagues and the Red Sea wonder, shouldn't God's people, that includes me, expect the unexpected? I can't positively say this tree of Mara foreshadows the cross, but trees are prominent in the Bible. In the New Testament, some verses literally read a tree instead of cross. 1 Peter 2, verse 24. Peter Leithart shares some spiritual thoughts about trees and Christ and Him crucified. He said, Adam fell at a tree, and by a tree he was saved. At a tree, Eve was seduced, and through a tree, the bride was restored to her husband. At a tree, Satan defeated Adam. On a tree, Jesus destroyed the works of the devil. At a tree, man died, but by Jesus' death, we live. At a tree, God cursed, and through a tree, that curse gave way to blessing. Firstthings.com. Water and a tree, bitterness into sweetness, and only God can cure the curse. Water and a tree, water and a cross. Scarlet thread of inspiration. Exodus 15:25 says, God had tested them there. When life isn't exactly what we envision, before complaining, ask, could God be testing me? But sadly, too often we are blind and deaf to God in our lives unless He is blessing us. And we shoot from the lip first before asking questions of ourselves and God later. The scene in Exodus 15 ends with blessings, 12 springs of water and 70 date palms. Verse 27, one spring for each tribe and one tree for each person that entered Egypt, Genesis 46:27. Is God subtly suggesting the God who saved you from famine and multiplied you is the same God who is now saving you? Continually, God reminds us of His loving kindness. Sadly, we can't see or hear over the complaints of our own open mouths. Instead of complaining to people, maybe we should be praying to God and praying with people, even the people we complain about. Let this sink in. When we complain about our unwelcomed circumstances, even if we deem the complaint legitimate, are we down deep complaining about God? Here's our prayer challenge. Turn that is today's complaints into prayers. Realizing The reality that complaining can be a sign of distrust and a displacement of faith from the God who saves us to another. Start praying. This has been Praying Through the Bible, number 29, Exodus 15, 22 through 27, a prayer of bitterness. If this has been a blessing to you, please share and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.